Hi, I'm Tanya from English Challenges, and today I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to be awesome at reading in English. So this video is specifically for intermediate to advanced English readers, and honestly, it's amazing because number 1, I love reading. I think it's the best way to exist, to improve your English, and to try new things. Secondly, I've actually tried these methods with my students. So I know I'm a native speaker, so you might be thinking, great, it's easy for you. But I've actually worked with English language learners, and these have worked for them amazingly. Okay, let's get started. The first tip I have for you is to preview the book before you buy. Don't just buy a book because you think, okay, it's a classic, or I saw it on a list of like the top 10 books this year. First, preview it. And what that means is find out what it's about. But I have a specific tip for you. So the trick is you need to Google the title of the book plus chapter 1 PDF. So the title, chapter 1 PDF. And usually you'll be able to find the first chapter of the book online. And I want you to read even the first page or the whole chapter if you want. And just with that little sample, you'll be able to tell, is this book boring for you? Is the English too hard? Is it too easy? Is it not your style? So this will help you not try to read something that's just not for you, because reading should be fun. If it feels like homework, don't do it. There are so many books out there to choose. Typically, if you're finding books on Amazon, you'll actually have that option. So even if you don't have an Amazon account or you're not buying it through them, go there, look for the title of the book, and they usually have a preview section. Okay, so tip 1 is preview before you buy. Make sure it feels good, make sure it sounds like it's a good fit for you. The second tip, and this is like the game changer, is to not only buy the physical or digital book, but also buy the audiobook. One of the biggest complaints I have for my students is that reading in English is kind of boring, it's slow, or it's frustrating because you can read faster in your native language, and reading in English, it's work. It's a little more challenging. So what I found with my students is the biggest difference between reading and it feeling like homework and reading for fun and wanting to do it is using both the physical and the audiobook. So if you're shopping, again, on Amazon, by the way, this is not sponsored, this is just my experience, you can buy the Kindle version, so the digital book, buy the physical book, whichever one you want. I think both are great. And you can automatically buy the audiobook. Now, this is the bonus tip. I've had students before who've done this, but they accidentally bought the wrong audio because there are 2 types. You want to buy the audiobook that says unabridged. This means it's exactly like the book, word for word. The other version is just a little different, and they do edits to make the audio be a little smoother, but you want the one that's exactly like the book, so look for the word unabridged. And what you do is you listen to the audio at the same time as you're reading it. So what this does is you read faster because you're reading with the audio. Also, you can change the speed. If the audio is too fast, you can slow it down. If it's too slow, you can speed it up. And when you're reading with the audio, it breaks through that tendency that we have to read word for word. So instead of doing that because you have to follow the pace, you're reading the sentence like a native speaker would. So you're learning in context. Now here I would recommend, don't pause it when you get a word that you're like, oh, I don't know what that means, I want to look it up. Just underline or highlight the word and do that later. Because with doing it with the audio, you'll probably know what the word means in the context. So allow yourself to learn contextually instead of word for word with definitions. This will help you feel more natural, and you'll be able to learn how to use words. Memorizing definitions doesn't really help you for real world. That's better for like test prep. Okay, so now you've previewed the book, you found the one that you like, you bought the audio and the physical book. Oh, and I'm so sorry, I almost forgot. I had a lot of people reach out to me saying, where do I find these audiobooks? There are a few places. If it's an old book, you actually might find an audiobook version on YouTube for free. So if it's an older book, go to YouTube, put the title, audiobook, Unabridged, and you might be able to find it there. Secondly, you can go to audible.com. You can find it on Amazon. I'm pretty sure Kindle has it. Amazon Prime account holders can probably find things there. And worst case scenario, if you don't have any of these available in your country, go online and see what other people are using as their resource. Or if you have a great tip, please share it in the comments with us. I'm always looking for better places to get stuff. Okay, the third thing is something I covered in the previous section, which is don't look up every word you don't know. This will make reading so tedious and so boring. You'll never get into the story if you're stopping. Imagine watching your favorite TV show and pressing pause every 10 seconds. No, that's boring. It's not comfortable. We want to make sure that reading becomes so fun that you'll want to do it all the time. Like I said before, highlight the word or write it down in your notebook and keep reading. By the end of your reading session or the chapter, if you realize, okay, I kind of understand what that means, then don't look it up. Just keep going. If you still don't know what it means and you're curious, then of course go for it, but just don't interrupt your reading with looking up words. Again, learning contextually is a lot more effective because you'll learn what verb form to use, what context to use it in, and then you'll feel more comfortable using it and you'll understand it when you hear it. Okay, so the fourth tip is consider joining a book club. You might think, but Tanya, I live in a different country and nobody here would be in an English book club. That's fine. Go online. Especially if it's a popular book, there are really good chances that there are communities, whether it's on Facebook or any other social media, or maybe even a blog or website that has created a book club for that. Or Google book club or online or virtual book clubs and find some that already exist and then see if you like the books that they're reading. What this does is it gets you more excited to read the book because you'll be able to go back and share things with a group. If you have questions, you can ask them, and that interaction, it's not about being in an English class, you're actually interacting with people that are just using English for something that they love. Okay, so those are your 4 tips for today, as well as some places that you can go to find some of these resources. So remember, preview it before you buy it. You can do that on Amazon or just Google the title, Chapter 1, PDF. You can buy the audiobook and the physical book, places like Amazon, Kindle, Audible. If you know any other places, share with us. The third thing is don't look up every word you don't know. Highlight them, keep the list. If you still don't understand after you've read the chapter, then look it up. And the fourth one is join a book club. Whether it's in person, you can create one with your friends, or go online. That's probably the easiest one. Okay, so let me know, what books do you like reading? What do you do to make it more fun? And share suggestions. I'm always looking for new books to read. Thank you so much for joining. If you're joining me from Instagram, leave me a comment. I love seeing who is watching what and where. And let me know if you have any suggestions for videos in the future that you want me to make. Oh, also, I'm making a blog post with all of these tips and the links, and I'm going to send that to my subscribers this weekend, probably tonight or tomorrow. So make sure you go to EnglishChallenges.com, subscribe, and you'll get that too. Okay, thank you.